we're cleaning to the money. So, we're gonna start getting more details as these videos get, of course, as these videos get like, as I get better with YouTube and I get better with videos or whatever, like, you're gonna get better and quality gonna get better, camera's gonna get better, like anything else you do, you get better in time. Um, so, I want to get your mindset right, because it's more than cleaning. Like, cleaning is your mind, your body, your spirit, and I don't want to get that deep, but it's really that serious. Like, because it's I played every sport that's possible. I run marathons. Okay, I haven't run marathons. I ran a marathon. All right. But I finished it. And that's all that matters. But what I'm saying is that wasn't as taxing on my body as this was, because you're using all your body all the time, and you're walking on these concrete floors and these and upstairs with carrying backpacks and all type mops at awkward angles. Like, it's tough, honestly, and it'll wear you out. But I said that to say this, like, so I'm gonna cut your learning curve down that by like months, if not years, because I'm gonna tell you things that I did not know, which I wish it was a channel that I can actually went to so people can feel me. So so let's start. Okay, so we're gonna get to better details about certain things. So let's start with this, right? This is I'm stupid. This is a comic book. Comment, like comments, like people leave comments on Instagram or Facebook. So this is a comment book, an evaluation book. Your field representative, when y'all go on your when y'all go check these places out and you accept the account, they give you this. They don't give it to you. They give it to the person you're dealing with. And most times, 9 times out of 10, I would say you're dealing with the office administrator or somebody of that stature. You're not really dealing with the boss, because they usually delegate things like this to them. So what it does is it has your name up here and your field service name. Right? I just took the names out because I didn't want to whatever, but it's not a big deal. We ain't trying to hide nothing. But and so what the person will tell them, your field representative will tell them, like, all right, if you have any problems or anything any concerns, or you want to add something, just write it down. You guys find a designated area, and y'all can communicate like that. Because usually you're either going to these places when they're not there, or they just gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so people don't understand that you're usually going to these places before they come to work or after they leave work. So it's hard to catch up with them. And honestly, I hate being there with anybody there anyway, because it's just annoying. But so this book is, if you need something, like say I need some paper towels, I can't find the paper towels. I don't know the paper towels. They moved it, or I don't know where it's at. I just started. You write this down, okay? Like and you leave it. And I guess sometimes you can leave it if it's okay with them. I had a problem with this before. If it's okay with them, you leave it at their desk, or I can say leave it in a designated area where everybody know where this paper is at, because that's why you communicate with them. And so they'll leave a message with you, like, okay, this is where it's in the closet. They'll leave a note with you, and you go thus far. So it's a good communicator. But let me tell you this, it's a real channel. This thing costs you every time. This thing costs anywhere between $10 and $15 for this. There's nothing you can do about it. They're gonna charge you. No matter what, you gotta pay for this. And if you got like 20 accounts, that's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's a lot of money for these books. So do I feel like you should get charged for it? Probably not. But they gonna charge you anyway. It's just how it's gonna go. But I guess I gotta pay for it some way. But I don't know if I agree with it, but who cares what I agree with? It's their company. But I personally, how I feel about these books, I don't like them. I don't like them, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because JanPro is a company, and I sometimes I feel like they forget you're dealing with people, and it's always a people aspect when it comes to almost everything, right? So when you give somebody something like this, like here you go, automatically that tells that person I'm giving it to, I have power over you. I am your employer now. You're not a franchisor who owns this business, who doesn't work for me, who works with me. No. You work for me now because I have the power to comment on you and say how I feel. You know what I'm saying though? So I have that over you. And you better be good. And what JanPro don't get that. JanPro get it like, okay, this is gonna be your communicator. It is a communicator, but you understand like now it's a employee relationship because that's just how they're gonna look at it. Like, all right, if I have anything to say, I'm gonna do it this way because not only do they get this, they also get it at every month. I'm getting off subject, but I'm gonna say a little bit of this. Every month, like I said, you get an evaluation sheet that they have to fill out, and they tell you how good you're doing from 1 to 10, whatever. But so you got that, and you got this, and I promise you, they say a lot of stuff on here, and I never. I'm gonna say never. It usually begins with good stuff, like hey, good luck with you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Have a good clean. Glad to see you here. Some of that. But it always eventually turns into you missed this. Oh my God, you like this ain't been cleaned in 4 months. This ain't been cleaned a year. You've been there 2 days. You like it ain't been cleaned in a year. Not by me. It probably hasn't. You know, and so like once they give them this, it's like it's automatic like that, and I really mean that like you. So what I try to do, I always try to like have a personal relationship if I can with the person who they gave it to. Like I try to get their email address. I try to get talk to them. Just make little small conversations. Even if I gotta write something down to them in this book and leave it with them, and just say hey, what's up, because ultimately these are people who usually control the office and usually control the restaurant, usually control everything. Usually, what I'm saying, they usually got the power to make things bad or good for you. So that's just a little hint, a little tip I can give to you. So when you write for your journey, know that you're gonna get one of these little sheets. And like I say, man, no matter what, you can't escape how they gonna feel when they get this sheet because some people some people gonna be nice. But 9 out of 10, they dealing with other coworkers too. So let me give them that. They dealing with people who like, all right. So say it's 10 people in the office. They got other people that work there, like that goes to them and say, hey, I see this ain't been clean, this ain't it, and they got 10 people telling them that. You know what I'm saying though? Because people love to be perfect at your job, but not perfect at their own. You know what I'm saying? So you wanna like take everything with a grain of salt because sometimes they come to her and they're telling these problems. She or him is writing it down for you, let you know what's going on, and that's just how it's gonna go. Like so, no matter what, don't be like, oh man, I thought we was cool. Look what they wrote me. Don't do that. Like it might be coming from them too, but also remember they represent a bigger whole. So, and don't ever think you that great cleaner that you can see anything. I can't. I miss stuff literally all the time, and I need that feedback. I'm trying to miss it again, but I probably will in the future because you can't see everything as a cleaner. I don't care. You can't compete 2 eyes versus if it's 10 people, 20 eyes, and that's a low commercial place. Like most people got 200 people, 50 people working there, so. You can't ever compete with that. So like I say, know this book is coming. I know you're gonna spend $10 to $15, but it's a necessary evil, I guess, because you get to communicate with everybody and know what's going on. So yeah, clear to the money. Let's go.